I have an assistant today. She wants to be here and help me with the model video. And then we're going to talk about Barbie for a second, right? See? Hi.
Hi.
Alright, we're talking about Mercury 9 here. Alright? And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the seam filling. For once...
You're getting this in my eyes.
Sorry, Bibi, but we got to have the light so people can see this, because this is what the video's about.
Yeah.
Okay? And for once, I'm not putting all the seam filling in the video. Yeah, I know, this is strange. You guys just get to see me talk about the seam filling.
What's the black thing on it?
Okay, the black thing on it, Bibi, I'm glad you asked, is for this engine.
Engine?
Yeah, this engine shroud. It goes right there, and I wanted black underneath it.
And
you see? So I want black around where that engine shroud goes, so I painted that black.
What's this? What's this?
What's that?
Yeah.
That's a scribing tool. Okay, so let me get back to this.
Tool?
Yeah, this is a scribing tool. Okay, so let me get back to this, okay, Bibi? So let's just wait a minute and then we'll answer your questions. Because they want to see this right now. They don't mind you here.
Okay.
Okay? Alright, so let's talk about the seams on this kit. I already showed you guys once some of my issues with the seams, and I've been fixing them. And what I'm using for seam filling material this time is not trusty old Aves. I'm using the Bondo, because the Bondo cures really, really fast. Okay? And it's real easy to sand. It's a little bit softer than the plastic, so it tends to sand away instead of the plastic. I don't have to worry about the seams down here because the parts Bibi were asking about will cover the seams down there. Okay? I still haven't cleaned up the residual of the sanding because what I'm doing is wet sanding. This right here was probably the worst seam on one of the engine cans. And I see just a teeny bit right there, so I need to do sanding. The silver paint is to allow me to see where the seams are bad and where they're not. Yeah, I'm going to show you what those wires are for in a second, Bibi. That work? Okay, so the seams on this are coming along very well. The upper stage had the worst seams on it. Okay, here's the upper stage.
But it looks like that one, but this one is a little one.
That's right, Bibi, because it goes on the top.
And that's correct.
Yes, it is correct. Okay, and I still have one little spot right here to sand. And then it's going to get the silver paint treatment again, and we are going to check the seams. I've almost got the seams completely worked up on this one. Ooh, I see a bad spot right there. It needs a little bit more sanding too. And that's what the silver paint's for. Is I turn it in the light, I can see whether the seams are good or not. Bibi wants to know what the wires are for, sticking out of the ship.
This one is different.
Yeah, because Bibi, it sits right there like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bibi wants to know what the wires are sticking out of the ship. So let's show Bibi. We put this wire there. Thank you. We put this wire here. Okay, then we reach over here and turn this on. And look.
What?
That's off. Oh, we got to zoom out because no one knows what we're talking about. You see it now, Bibi?
Yeah.
You see that?
But what's inside?
What's inside? And everyone, I know you can see the blue paint there. I'm trying some experiments on this model.
You can paint the paper.
That's what I painted the paper with inside there. I'm trying some experiments on this model. I will detail that in a little bit when I'm done with Bibi. But anyhow, Bibi wants to see what's inside there. Can you see what's inside there, Bibi?
Nope, inside the
Do you see it?
Nope.
Do you see the lights blinking?
Yes.
I made those. I made those lights blink.
And it will turn our hand red.
And they're bright, aren't they?
And John.
Yeah.
What are these?
What are those? They're just shapes on the outside of the ship. So it looks interesting when I paint it.
John.
Mm-hmm.
How do you paint like ships?
I can show you tomorrow. Will that work? Okay.
Can we turn?
I'm going to turn this off and turn this back on. That work? All right, Bibi. We're done making the video on this. Now it's time for you to talk about Barbie. Do you want to talk about Barbie? Where'd you get Barbie from?
From Mary.
Who's Mary?
Your mom.
Yeah, this was a birthday present for Bibi from my mom.
And I got the other one, but it's not the same. but it don't have a crown, a necklace, a dress, but no shoes.
No shoes. That's right.
That's...
Is this a princess?
Yes.
What's this fuzzy stuff?
Tomo hair.
Yeah, Tomo hair gets on everything in this house. There's no way around it.
And do you know Mary gave this to me? And where's the other present?
I don't know. Oh, the other present. They get to see that in the video next. The one with the streamer that goes in circles?
John.
Yeah.
And what's the different card?
The different card?
Oh,
you want to go get it? All right. Bibi will be back in a minute. She wants to get a card to show everyone. All right. Bibi's back. Bibi thinks this is a fun card. Don't you? You like that card? Yeah, let's show everyone what it says. You're graduated. Go nuts. The dancing squirrel. All right, guys. Time to go.
What's this say?
What's that say? Congratulations to Nellie for graduating from college.
And what are these claws?
Hey, it's just squirrels. Squirrels have claws so they can climb trees.
But how do they eat food?
They use their claws to hold the food they eat.
But
like fingers.
What do worms eat?
Worms eat stuff in the ground.
What?
Whatever they find in the ground. Dead trees, dead plants, whatever. Alright, Bibi, we gotta stop the video. Okay? Say goodbye.
Hey, who is he?
That's Tom from Tom and Jerry, but we gotta say goodbye. Bye, Bibi.
Bye. Bye.
Well, I sat down to talk about the seams on the Mercury 9, and Bibi wanted to be in the video. And it's hard to deny a cute little girl. So, she got in the video. So let me run through what I was trying to say with Bibi here. The seams on this is one of the easiest seam models I've dealt with in a long time. Okay? I'm doing the silver paint thing where I paint on the silver paint so I can see the contrast and see the seam. And I can see one spot right here that needs to be fixed a little bit better. And I can tell the seam isn't 100% perfect there. You can still see it a little bit. For the most part, most of these seams are gone. I'm about to give it the silver paint treatment again. And you can see what I'm talking about here. Let's do a zoom in a little bit and let's get some good light on it so you can see what I'm discussing right here. Right here is I moved the ship back and forth on the light. You don't really see anything, and that means that seam is good. When we get up here near the top, you can see it right there in that light. You can see there's a line right there where that seam was. So this seam is not 100% good right along there. Okay? You can tell where I've already worked some of the seams. So what I'm going to do with this seam right here, since I know it's a problem, is I'm going to get one of my little sanding sticks. And I'm going to scuff the paint a little bit. And I don't put a heavy coat of paint on here and it comes off real quick. I scuff the paint so I know that I need to come fix that seam. Because if the paint's solid, it means it's good. And I can check it by looking at it if it's solid. Okay? On to the other side. This whole side here was pretty bad with the seam. And I pretty much fixed the trench that didn't align right already. You can see the seams right now because there's no paint on them. And I can feel a couple of spots right there, but that's where I removed some detail that I'm going to add back. Okay? Looking at this, one of these had a pretty big notch in it, and that's not because of the mold, the model itself. It's right here. That's because I didn't get the lighting inside set just right, and it didn't close up perfectly. That's not a problem. And we got another seam right there. So we've detailed the seams on the big ship. Now, one thing I did notice as well is right here, the panel line running around the top here. If you look carefully, Is it that one? No, it's this one. If you look carefully, running around the top right here, it's not 100% correct. Now I've got scribing tools. I've got what is essentially a dental pick here. It's not what I'm using to fix the panel lines on this, because I found the dental picks don't do a good job of that. What I'm using instead, and my workbench is very disarrayed right now, I'm not actually using this one. This one needs to be put away, but it's pretty close. This is a diamond encrusted file. It's square-sided file. There's one I'm actually using. This is one I'm actually using. This is not a diamond file. It's just a plain old ordinary file. And what I'm doing is I'm aligning one of the edges and just running it along the panel line. Like this. And you know what? That is actually cleaning up those panel lines far better than a scribing tool does. Especially with the type panel lines that are on this ship. It just cleans them up really nicely. Upper stage. Okay? Seams are going really well on it too. Okay, I almost got them done. Like I said in the earlier segment with Bibi, I don't want to absolutely film every last little bit of the seams on this thing. Because I've done that a lot in my other videos. You guys can go watch the past videos to see all that. There's some raised spots right here again. That's where I removed some detail that's going to be replaced. So I'm not worried about that. Let me hit her with the silver paint so I can see what I'm missing and fix that one seam. And I'll be back. Okay, what we have here is a test piece. I'm trying to find out if Microsol's liquid masking can tolerate a layer of Tamiya, then a layer of all-clad lacquer, aqua gloss base, and then a layer of one of the metallic paints. Because what I'm trying to do is block light. And I want to see if the mask will survive being painted with these paints. Because I've heard that, well, it's always good to test. Let's not say I've heard. It's always good to test and see if your stuff's going to work before you try it. Because if it's not going to work, you need to know. Anyhow, so we've got 2 layers of paint on that. Tomorrow I get to put the 3rd, see what happens. I'm also going to experiment tomorrow. I'm going to try mixing a couple of different colors of the all-clad metallizers. Because I've got like 5 or 6 different colors. I want to see if I can mix them and see if they will mix. So this is a good plastic test piece for that. Alright, I'll be back tomorrow to paint some more colors on that. Rock rats.
Rock rats. Pretty much.
Right over there is a rare sight for the Texas folks. Snow. It's sometime in May and there's snow all over the side of the road up here. We're close to above the timberline. We haven't got far and this thing goes above the timberline.
See a dirty windshield.
See a dirty what?
Windshield.
Yeah, I know. Rental car people weren't nice to us. Alright, we've got snow and Miss Nellie wants to play in it. So she's over there, she's making a snowball. I bet she throws it at me. Except for I lost her. There she is. Watch the car coming. You can tell she's a South Texas person. There we go. It's mighty cool outside too.
Oh, my hand.
In Texas, it was like 95 during the day. I think here, right now, it's like 40, and it's 5 p.m. All right, back to driving.